Good afternoon. Would you please help me welcome Tyson Ferlot. He's the Vice President for Human Resources for Irving Consumer Products and the Board Chair for the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyson Ferlot. I'm the Chair of the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce. It is my pleasure to welcome you all today to the 2024 State of the Community. Y'all ready to have some fun? I said in line, food resulted in cheering and clapping, okay? Excellent. The State of the Community is an annual signature program hosted by the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce in partnership with Macon-Bibb County. Soon, you'll hear from Mayor Miller as he delivers a State of the Community address. But first, let's recognize another feature of the program today. Our lunch is served, Taste of Macon style. We are so grateful to our chamber-invested restaurants for providing lunch. Please join me with thanking the following: The Butcher Shop, Dovetail, Fincher's Barbecue, Kinjo Kitchen and Cocktails, Natalia's, the Oakview Group, Sweet Eleanor's Divine Desserts, Texas Roadhouse, Z-Beans Coffee, and Vibes. A special shout out to Z-Beans for providing coffee today, Fort Valley State University for providing the ice cream, Macon Coca-Cola Bottling Company for providing everyone with a classic bottle of Coke, and the Macon Water Authority for providing the best tasting water in the nation. To start our program, we'll begin with the acknowledgement of the land. Please welcome to the stage Steve Dari, Chamber Board Member and Chief Executive Officer for Piedmont Macon Medical Center and Piedmont Macon North Hospital.
Good afternoon. In recognition and partnership with the Muskogee Creek Nation, Mayor Miller and the Macon-Bibb County Board of Commissioners unanimously decided this land acknowledgement will be included in our Code of Ordinances, the pact in which we govern ourselves. As an at-large citizen of the Cherokee Nation and Shawnee Tribe of Oklahoma, neighbors to the Muskogee Creek Nation, I'm honored to share this with you. Please join me as we recognize our original inhabitants. The ordinance reads, Macon-Bibb County respectfully acknowledges the Muskogee Creek people who lived, worked, produced knowledge on, and nurtured the land now known as Macon-Bibb County. In 1821, the Muskogee Creek people were forced to relinquish this land. We recognize the sustained oppression, land dispossession, and involuntary removals of the Muskogee peoples from Georgia and the Southeast. We seek to honor the Muskogee Nation and other indigenous caretakers of this land by humbly seeking knowledge of their histories and committing to respectful stewardship of the land. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. At this time, I'd like to ask you please stand as the Macon-Bibb Fire Department and Sheriff's Office Honor Guard team will present the colors, which then Princess Eleanor Rogers' performance of the national anthem, which will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Chrissy Minor and an invocation by Rabbi Elizabeth Bahar.
Check, 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 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. Oh.
join me for our nation's pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may now be seated.
As we gather today to reflect on the state of our beloved community, let us pause to invoke the spirit of unity and resilience which defines Macon throughout its rich history. From its humble beginnings as a trading post along the Ocmulgee River to its pivotal role in the Civil War and Civil Rights movement, Macon has always been a beacon of hope, progress in the heart of Georgia. As we remember the pioneers and visionaries who laid the foundation for our city, from the industrious settlers who established Fort Benjamin Hawkins to cultural trailblazers who gave birth to Macon sound and music, a soulful blend of rhythm and blues that echo across the nation. What a blessing. Before I continue, I want to say a huge thank you to this city and to all of you. Last summer, my community experienced a horrific incident when somebody hung in effigy outside of my congregation, a person who was both wrapped in a rainbow flag and with a kippah on top of its head, an affront to both the Jewish community, the LGBTQIA+ community, and the community in Macon, which resulted in an amazing interfaith gathering, and thankfully legislation defining anti-Semitism in the state of Georgia. And I would like to say a huge, huge thank you to Senator Kennedy and his entire staff for working so tirelessly on that legislation, and for the entire Macon delegation for voting to have it passed. In the Jewish tradition, there's a teaching that emphasizes the importance on recognizing multiple viewpoints and finding common ground amidst differences. It reminds us that unity does not mean uniformity. Rather, it requires us to embrace diversity and seek understanding across divides. Just as the many voices of our community come together to form a harmonious symphony, so too must we listen to and learn from one another, recognizing that our strength lies in our shared humanity and our ability to work together toward a common goal. In the era following the destruction of both the First and Second Temple periods where there was tremendous consternation and fear, not unlike our own times where there's a lot of consternation and fear, the prophets taught that the political fate of the Jewish people depended on their ability to convince not the rivals of their military prowess, but rather God of their uprightness. They linked the nation's potency to its moral strength, putting the Jews on a perpetual trial for their political actions before the supreme judge, thereby crediting defeat to their own mistakes rather than the superiority of their assailants, was a way of preserving moral independence, since it ascribed agency to Jews or to God rather than to victors. No other people developed a similar long-range strategy to accommodate defeat. Today is the first full day of Passover. And last night I read in the Haggadah, the little prayer book that we read, a sentence in which states, "In every generation they stand up against us to destroy us, and the Holy One saves us from their hand," with the emphasis falling not on the catastrophe, but on the ability to outlive it. This pride in sheer survival demonstrates how the toleration of political weakness could cross the moral line into veneration of it, that they could testify to God's presence only by how much indignity they could bear. And since that kind we continue to recognize that even though we find ourselves in a period of political uncertainty and turmoil, it's our faith that brings us forward. And so we embark in this journey together during this difficult time. May we do so with open hearts and minds, ready to engage with each other in meaningful dialogue and collaboration. Let us seek out opportunities to bridge divides, building bridges and in forging connections that will strengthen the fabric of our community and ensure a brighter future for all. May the spirit of unity, equity, and cooperation guide our efforts, and may the bonds of fellowship and goodwill that unite us continue to grow stronger with each passing day. And may the blessings of peace, prosperity, harmony be upon all of us, now and always, as together we say, Amen.
Join me in thanking the Macon-Bibb County Fire Department and Sheriff's Office Honor Guard team. And Princess Eleanor Rogers, Otis Music Camp camper and a student of the Otis Redding Foundation. What a great job. Thank you for your inspiring words, Rabbi Bahar. And a special thank you for Chrissy Miner for leading the pledge. Chrissy is one of our vice chairs on the Chamber Executive Board. Okay, next, I would like to ask all Chamber Board members to please stand. All Chamber Board members, get more than one. And be recognized. We appreciate everything you do in our community, everything you do for the Chamber. I couldn't do what I do without you, so thank you, thank you, thank you. We are very grateful for our presenting sponsor, Cadence Bank, for the support of the Signature Program, as well as our continued support of the Chamber and the Macon-Bibb community. People are first at Cadence. They work hard to make sure you feel valued and taken care of every time you walk through their doors. They meet customers where they are on their financial journey, providing expert advice and a wide range of products and services to help them reach their goals. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to not only Cadence Middle Georgia Divisional President, but the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce's Treasurer, Bruce Light.
Thank you, Tyson. On behalf of all of us at Cadence, I want to say welcome. We're so glad you're with us today, and thank you also for allowing us to be a part of today's program. I want to start out by giving a big thank you and recognition to this guy standing right beside me. Tyson Ferlot serves as the board chair for the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce, and we as a board have watched him work tirelessly this year as he leads our board. And I shudder to think the number of hours he spends each week leading this organization. He probably feels like it's a full-time job, but it does not pay very well. But would you please join me in thanking Tyson for what he does for us? I also want to say a big thank you to the staff of the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce. Jessica Walden serves as our president and CEO, and we as a board have watched her lead this organization to new heights. We would not be where we are today without Jessica. So Jessica, thank you so much for what you do for us. We appreciate you. But Jessica would be the first one to tell you she does not do this by herself. She has an amazing team around her, and I want to make sure that we recognize them today. That team includes Jennifer Bronner, Renita Patterson, J.R. Olive, Alex Mason, Rebecca Holler, Kristen Grissom, Jen Marshall, Zenobia Minter, and Ayla Burks. Let's give them a round of applause. And of course, we have to recognize Mayor Miller. We are so appreciative of his leadership. You think about where our community has come over the last 4 years, it's because of Mayor Miller and his leadership. But he also has surrounded himself with an incredible team. I want to make sure we recognize them as well, including the commissioners, the mayor's staff, and those folks I call the unsung heroes. Those are the employees of Macon-Bibb who work so hard behind the scenes. We often don't see what they're doing, but we get to enjoy the fruit of their labor. So let's thank the team from Macon-Bibb. All right, here's my 60-second Cadence commercial. Cadence Bank. We have 12 branch locations in Middle Georgia. 7 of those are here in Macon-Bibb. We have 2 commercial teams. One of those is located right here in Macon-Bibb. The president for the state of Georgia for Cadence Bank is located, guess where? Right here in Macon-Bibb. That's Spencer Strickland. Most of you know Spencer. It is such a blessing for us to have the president for our company for the state of Georgia living and working right here. It's a big deal for us at Cadence. It's a big deal for our clients. And Spencer just happens to be my boss as well, so feel free to put in a good word for me. But as I wrap up, I say this. For those of you here today who bank with Cadence, we want to say thank you. We know you have many choices when it comes to financial institutions, and you've chosen to bank with us, and we don't take that lightly. We don't take that for granted. And we work hard every day to make sure that we are continuing to earn your trust. If we can ever help you in any way, please let us know. And for those here today, maybe who are looking for a new bank home, we would love to have the opportunity to talk with you about why we think Cadence would be a good fit for you. So again, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of today's program.
Thank you, Bruce. On my notes here, it says, please be sure to stop by their table before leaving today. He just told me that they don't have a table. So I think in lieu of that, I'm sure you could visit one of their branches and ask for a discount in mortgage rates or something of that effect. I'm sure Cadence would appreciate the business. Well scripted. All right. Moving on. We'd also like to thank our gold sponsors. Atrium Health Navicent, Georgia Power Company, James, Bates, Brandon, and Groover, Jones Cork, Macon-Bibb County Industrial Authority, McNair, McLemore, Middlebrooks and Company. I feel like I need an applause sign and a quiet sign on either side. We also greatly appreciate the support of our silver sponsors and bronze sponsors. We will find lists in the program shown from our stage today. Thank you for supporting our business community and programs like the State of the Community. We'd also like to recognize some special guests in our audience today. Please welcome our Bibb County Flex students. These are our student entrepreneurs who participated in the year-long Flex competition that resulted in our very own student team, Window Magic, advancing to the state finals, where they placed second in our state. I would like for our Bibb County Schools Flex students to please stand and everyone join me in recognizing them. The spotlight, I can't see them, but I'm sure they're here somewhere. Excellent. All right. Now, in addition to our sponsors and special guests, we have a lot of other VIPs in the room today, including those who serve our community. To respect your time, we're not going to name everyone individually. But when I call your office, please stand so our audience can recognize you. From Macon-Bibb County, Mayor Miller and Macon-Bibb Commissioners, please stand. Representatives from congressional offices, Congressman Bishop, Congressman Scott, and U.S. Senators Warnock and Senator Ossoff. Members of the Georgia General Assembly. Members of the Macon Water Authority. Members of the Bibb County School District and Board. Members of our judicial offices, including District Attorney, Sheriff, Judges. And while we're at it, if you are serving in law enforcement, please join them in standing. Finally, if you're an active duty military or a veteran, please stand and let our community recognize you. It is now my distinct honor to introduce to you a very special guest. Please welcome one of our own from Central Georgia, Brigadier General Kelvin McElroy, Commander, 4th Generation Center, Air Force Reserve Command, representing Robins Air Force Base.
Good afternoon. I have to say this, straight from the heart of Georgia. As a young man growing up, that was one of our things, straight from the heart of Georgia. On behalf of the 22,000 members of Team Robins and as a Macon native, I'm honored to take time today to be here with the Greater Chamber of Commerce State of Community and to hear Mayor Miller. I'm excited to see the growth in my city, the city that I grew up. Your chamber is vital to the business interests through the way you provide partnerships, education, and advocacy. You guys have a pulse on the city. For 8 decades, community stakeholders and Team Robins have been committed to one another's success. Your continued support is vital to Robins Air Force Base. And as we succeed, our community succeeds. Speaking of success, Robins Air Force Base contributed $3.8 billion to the Georgia economy in 2023. It is an honor to be here where every day in Middle Georgia is Armed Forces Appreciation Day. We appreciate your community partnership and we look forward to the long-lasting Air Force and community partnership. Thank you for having me, and thank you.
Thank you, General McElroy. We greatly appreciate Robins Air Force Base and the critical role it plays in our nation's defense. And we sincerely thank you and Team Robins for your service to our country. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce the Speaker of the Hour. Lester Miller is the second mayor of Macon-Bibb County's consolidated government and the community's first new mayor in 13 years. He heads Macon-Bibb County's government into our 200th year as an established community. Entering the end of his first term with historic progress in the blight fight, economic vitality, new landmarks in our horizon, which you'll hear more about today. He challenges anyone to love Macon more. We have seen that passion for our community translate into his constant presence and participation at community events, gatherings of diverse stakeholders, and yes, the social media schoolyard, where he serves as Macon's greatest defender. His success and undeniable get-it-done administration is being recognized throughout our state and even country. This year, he was recognized as one of Georgia Trend's 100 most influential in the state, named a visionary force in his leadership. Mayor Miller is local as it gets, one who graduated with honors from Southwest High School, received his undergraduate in political science from Mercer University, and his law degree from Mercer University's Walter F. George Law School, and has practiced law in Macon for more than 28 years. He and his wife, Toby, have been married for more than 30 years and have raised their 2 sons, Tyler and Landon, here in Macon-Bibb, where both graduated from the public school system. We are grateful for Mayor Miller and his family for choosing Macon to make their mark. You may have heard he's a pretty good dancer as well. But before he joins us on stage, let's turn our attention to the screen for the video on the state of our community. Thank you.
With every sunrise in Macon-Bibb comes new opportunity to take care of business, to connect with one another, to make a change. One thing we can look back on and be proud of, be at peace with it. We are building bridges.
Between our past and our future, from Okogie to Okogie, making strides to preserve our land and our history.
So that when we take off into our future, we've created something later that machines can expand on.
We're protecting our future to show them there's more to life.
I can be and do anything because I am everything.
Our most valuable players are making a difference in people's lives each and every day, planting the seeds to grow a stronger Macon-Bibb.
And create something new and fresh from something that is so familiar. To revitalize and shine a light on a place we call home.
Because together, we are making our home the best it can be.
For our businesses.
For all the Macon community.
For my child.
For my health.
For industry and jobs. Para mis amigos y familiares.
For my mother's sake, brothers and sisters. For my kids.
For you.
Well, by now, I'm sure you know how this is going to start. So why don't we just go ahead and say it with me? It's a great day to be in Macon-Bibb County. It is indeed a great day to be in Macon-Bibb County. And I know that's true. Because didn't that feel good to say that? I can tell by the chuckles. I can tell by the smiles if I can see them but this bright light. But you know what? That moment probably wouldn't have been possible before now. That's because it's not just a great day in Macon-Bibb, it's a new day in Macon-Bibb. By the nodding of your heads now, I can tell you feel the same thing too. Because it's a great day, a new day, and thanks to each of you here today. It's why we've been so focused on highlighting projects, partners, and people this past year. That's the sunrise in the video you just saw. Just like you can't ignore the sunrise and the promise of a new day that it brings to each and every one of us. You can't ignore the progress that we're all making an impact that's going to have on our future. You can't ignore the people of our community, the ones who live here, who call this place home, who raised their families here, who go to events here, who patronize our businesses, our restaurants, who help and support others in need. The people who understand our history, who know our strength, our potential, who understand our challenges and know the solutions to overcome them, who know each of us and our shared story, and how we're working together to take advantage of this new day. People who won't let us ignore what's right before us, just like we can't ignore the sun rising and the promise of a new day. We can't ignore that, thanks to many people supporting the Omuckee National Park and Preserve Initiative, as they work with federal legislatures and the Muskogee Creek Nation. We fully expect to be Georgia's first national park right here in our backyard. And we certainly cannot ignore the deeper significance of that effort, the drawing closer together of our community with the Muskogee Creek Nation, as symbolized by their flag flying above City Hall, and borne out in intentional conversations and partnerships. Yes, we can't ignore the historic drop in the homicide rates thanks to our community working together in our neighborhoods through the Macon Violence Prevention Program, leading us to be named one of the top 6 cities in the country for violence prevention readiness. No, we can't ignore the progress of our blight fight, thanks to our departments working together with the Water Authority, utility companies, and contractors to remove blight from our neighborhoods. And here's a major announcement that I'm proud to make to you here today. We are starting the blight fight, just April the 16th, 2021. Seems just like yesterday. And we're here today, almost 3 years later. And tomorrow, we'll remove our 700th blighted structure in Macon. Now, we'll be on Holt Avenue, not too far from here, just to celebrate the milestone number, but to thank and recognize the people who have made removing dangerous structures from our neighborhood a priority. But it doesn't just stop with demolition and removal. You can't ignore organizations like Habitat for Humanity, Macon Housing Authority, Historic Macon, the Land Bank, Macon-Bibb County Affordable Housing Fund. All those groups are working together in our community to build new affordable housing in stronger neighborhoods. We can't ignore the $1 billion with a B, $1 billion of private investment in the economic development strides we've been making at our airport, our industrial parks, and all the areas of our communities, thanks to groups like Urban Development Authority, the Industrial Authority, the Newtown Macon, the Eisenhower Business Improvement District, and our host, the Chamber of Commerce. We can't ignore the vast change in landscape along Eisenhower Parkway, thanks to the Business Improvement District, the Piedmont Construction, Urban Development Authority, Warren Associates, ICB, and others building at the Atrium Health Amphitheater. It's Rhythm and Rally, the new Board of Elections, and government offices at the Macon Mall. As I walked to the back just a moment ago and I snuck a peek at this video, I noticed when it got to the amphitheater there was a rousing applause, and I appreciate that. This past weekend, we had our 4th show at the amphitheater, and it was the 4th genre of music to be there. And each of those shows brought in an excess of 6,000 people to enjoy an evening in our community. And yet, we had another genre of music performing this weekend, and one that's just announced this morning, by the way. And that shows the diversity of our community. As I mentioned earlier, you may not like the first group that we bring out, the second, the third, the fourth. There will be something for everybody. I think this weekend, Macon showed up and showed out in a positive way. But our new day is more about something, it's more than just about construction or the big projects that we have that you see when you ride around our neighborhoods. Our new day is about people making all this happen because it's their home, and they want everyone in our community to succeed. It's also about the personal stories of people getting the support and the help they need. This is where I talk about Brookdale Resource Center. More than 3,200 people, including 700 of our children, have received some sort of assistance and support from the Brookdale Resource Center and the Hello House. Think about that for a moment. Thousands of people who are housing insecure, who are experiencing homelessness, are facing a new day and a new future because of your support and the support of Brookdale and the United Way of Central Georgia. Nearly 5,300 people have received free, I like that four-letter word, free mental health resources and support thanks to Mental Health Matters. Each of us has faced low moments in our lives, so we all know the vital part of helping hand in that moment. They've hosted hundreds of events and helped people that are in need. And now thousands more people have the helping hand, and they can better face their new day. Think about the children playing in their neighborhoods or walking to school that no longer have to walk by those blighted structures, that are falling in, that have crime, and wonder why their streets have been left behind. They can see their new day because we're removing the blight from the past, showing them that we care and helping provide them a better view of their future. Think about the hundreds, no, thousands of jobs being created, whether new business or expanding an existing business, and strengthening tourism industry. And then realize that those are people living that can embrace a new day because they can support their families. I know I sound like a broken record at times talking about these things, but it bears repeating. It's a new day, and the sun is beginning to shine. All that is right with our community. Yes, we have our challenges, and our nights can sometimes bring grief and sadness. But that shall not, that has not, and that will not deter us from seeing another day. When faced with the night, when faced with the challenges, when faced with these people who would bring us down, we must be more ready and act more quickly to counter, to point out what's being done, to celebrate what is right, to find solutions where needed, to show our shared strengths, and lift up the people in making it happen. We must continue and consistently show people that it is a great day in Macon-Bibb County, that it is a new day in Macon-Bibb County, and that we fully intend to keep it that way. That's why, even though everything we've done leading to today is amazing and will have years of impact in our future, we are far from done. That's right, I'm not done. He's not done. She's not done. They're not done. We are not done, and you are not done. This new day is just the beginning. And this next year is going to be our best. I want you to look ahead with me just briefly. What can be expected? Though I apologize, sometimes I'm not that brief. But I'm about 9 minutes away in my head. This is going to be such an exciting year. It's hard not to speak long of it. In just a few weeks, we'll start tearing down the old FBO at the airport to make way for a new building that will better welcome to our community. It's going to showcase that musical heritage to people on the ground and in the air. I don't know if it's behind me or not, but you've seen the guitar shape, right? Right? That's something. We're going big or going home. What I told people so far, and I'm getting off script here, so maybe 10 minutes, is that we're going to flex. We're going to flex, right? This is Macon-Bibb County. We're going to flex. So we're going to build it bigger and better than everyone else, and we're going to be better because of it. Right now, the design work is going on for the East Bank development, and I can't see her from here, but I can feel the smile on Commissioner Lane Lucas's face when we talk about East Macon. She's been a great advocate for that. She is term limited this year, but I'm going to miss her, but I know she's not going to be very far away. And while I'm on that subject, today is her husband's birthday. He wouldn't tell me how old he was, but be sure to tell Senator Lucas happy birthday. But right across the street from the Coliseum, the Centerplex, it's going to be a game changer for East Macon. It's going to be the new entrance to what we believe are an additional entrance to the new national park. Thanks to the great work of my good friend and Mayor Pro Tem Seth Clark and Tracy Rivas for all the wonderful work that they've been doing for our community over the last several years. Yes, public safety is going to remain one of our top priorities as we continue to offer free mental health services, remove blight, fund a third round of MVP grants for nonprofit organizations, and increase the salaries for people working in public safety. You can clap right there. Though we began some of this work in August, you're going to truly see how we're going to move forward this next year. Fixing our roads with Paving the Way program. We're going to pave more roads in the next several years than been paved in the last 50 years. Already we've allocated, thanks to the cooperation and collaboration with all of our commissioners, 5 times more funds for repair than in previous years. And we're ready, looking forward to the next SPLOST in 2025 to make even more money available to every road in Macon-Bibb County will be fixed or repaired. You clap. Now we're already working months in advance to make announcements about new economic and community development announcements in different areas of our community so we can benefit like downtown and like Eisenhower have done so far. And we won't neglect those areas. More officers are moving into the Macon Mall. More offices are moving to the Macon Mall. How about that? We will continue to support our downtown efforts like the construction of the new Otis Redden Foundation Center Park. We released the 3rd version of the Macon Action Plan. That plan has guided development in the urban core for a decade and will guide efforts for a new era of downtown as it becomes the front porch for a national park. Oh, and if you haven't heard, we're going to change the look of our skyline by removing that old hotel that so many private developers have been unable to revitalize. Yes, it's coming down. I can see Gary Weed and his team working on a nice movie there. I know we now some Superman film coming soon, but I can see many ways that building can be used in a positive way. And I can't wait to see how it comes down and how quickly it comes down to make room for larger development in that area that's going to benefit all of us. We hope to do that in the next year. And close to that, we'll begin working to bring back the Macon Health Club. And after looking at some of the plates of the people during our lunchtime, you're going to need it. And don't forget the new parking decks, the living spaces, the hotels, coming thanks to the collaborative work of the Urban Development Authority, Newtown Macon, private developers, and others. In a couple of weeks, we will stand with Habitat as part of the Blight Fight and welcome several families, which is most important, to new homes being built on properties that once were blighted structures. So much of the work that goes on in these projects done by people who much of our community never sees, as we recognized earlier. I mention it all the time. I get the pleasure of standing at this mic to give a presentation to you. But there are many, many, many people working behind the scenes to make it happen. And certainly we always want to recognize them, but they don't live for the spotlight. They don't have to worry about running for office, which would be a good thing. But they do a lot of the hard work, and a lot of times they don't get the praise they deserve. So we certainly want to recognize them as much as we can. I know your commission knows, and my administration knows, which is why we're in the process of not just raising salaries for public safety. You know, a lot of times we hear about public safety, and we love and appreciate all of our men and women who work in those positions. But we're going to make sure this year, and you'll see it in my budget in just another week or two, that we're going to make way for raises for all throughout our county positions to make sure that everyone has a livable wage and continues to grow. We're going to finally deliver on those promises that made many years ago to our dedicated public servants who clean our streets, maintain our infrastructure, lead our blight fight, keep our vehicles and buildings running, write our checks, which is important, distribute grants, and so much more on a daily basis. We are increasing salaries across the board for this first time in many years because they have earned it. They deserve our thanks and this show of appreciation for all they've done to make these projects happen. As we continue this work, we expect to attract more and more people to visit and even more here to move. Visit Macon continues to find ways to showcase our community and to entice people to check us out. Their new focus on sports tourism, from tennis to pickleball, to baseball, to softball, to basketball, to soccer, and yes, to a half marathon, will bring people from all around the state and country for our facilities, our views, our hospitality, and much more. I got these numbers in my head. They're not on the script, Gary, but I'll just tell you, when Gary first got to Macon, we were doing about $2 million in sports tourism. Last year, we set a record of about $15 million, is that right? $15 million in sports tourism. Right, you got that. As a matter of fact, I'll keep my own horn with the commissioners here. Since this mayor and commission took office in 2021, we've gone from $3 million a year to $14 million in tourism. But like the commercial says, wait, there's more. So far this year, just in the first quarter, we've exceeded $6 million just in the first quarter alone. So I know that this year's going to be a record breaker. Macon are preparing to kick off another season. Macon Mayhem are undergoing new ownership that is ready to take it to the next level. College sports continue to be a major draw. All this is important to you because what? Because thanks to our local delegation that is here today and many commissioners that worked hard behind the scenes to get the OLIS passed, we're all enjoying a millage rate decrease of almost 50%. Which means as long as Visit Macon continues to do their job and bring new people to Macon-Bibb County and spend money on sales tax, I said that real quick, that our taxes are going to continue to go down, while our services and our pay for public safety and others continues to go up. Our festivals and our events, like the weekend's Pan-African Festival at the Southern African American Museum, the upcoming Bragg Jam celebrating its 25th year, the recent successful Cherry Blossom Festival, and the Christmas Lights Extravaganza, have brought in a combined $12.9 million in economic impact. There's more to continue, while we continue to announce new shows at the amphitheater, the auditorium, and the Coliseum. And really the biggest thing is that we finally have a national park in our backyard. Have I said national park yet? No, you get the message. It's a new day in a new way. That one needs no explanation. I know this group has been instrumental over the years in getting to this point, and I look forward to the day that we're able to seal the deal. Again, thank you again, Tracy and Seth, for leading that effort as an ODM PPI board. I know many of you here today. It takes all of us working together to make this happen. It's a new day in Macon. We're betting on us. We're investing in ourselves and our homes. I think I got about 3 minutes left. And we're still all in. We're seizing chances to know what's been good for our entire community, whether we're reaching out to help someone who needs a helping hand or undertaking a massive project. It's a new day in Macon-Bibb. We're looking inward into ourselves, in the people around us, the people who live here, for solutions, our challenges, and to help keep us on the best path forward. We know the strategy works well because we're semi-finalists for the Great American Main Street Award for our team downtown, based on your input and based on the Macon Action Plan. The Macon Violence Prevention Program was born out of public input from the people that live here, telling us what they needed to do to get things accomplished. I've noticed that Sheriff Davis was here. Sheriff Davis does a great job of fulfilling his part in the sheriff-led approach for the Macon Violence Prevention Program. And the Macon Violence Prevention Program was recognized as the Visionary Award for the state of Georgia this past year. The amphitheater and the mall project were born out of a desire for an investment in that side of town, for a project that built a louder speaker for our music heritage. Our Blacklight Mental Health Matters program are working well because of these folks. They're helping us find light, and they're finding ways to build more homes. People are taking advantage of the services that we offer through all parts of our community. Our economic development partners are bridging the gap between the needs of our industry and our classrooms connected to. We thank our school system and our superintendent that I've seen here today for playing a vital part in making sure that's happening. We thank our chamber to make sure that we bridge the gap between the two. This is our government. Isn't our government just doing the work? It's all of us working together. This isn't the job to us. Some of us. These are our lives, our future, and the future for so many of our children. We are investing in ourselves, in each other, because we live here. This is our home. We know what's needed, and we are strong enough to make it happen. And people want to be a part of that. They want to make it their home. We're starting to see evidence of that by the homes being built and the people that we're driving to Macon. When they join our team and become part of something great, something bigger than themselves, we welcome them with open arms and we invest in their success. Because you know what? We're Team Macon-Bibb. We're not done yet. Our community, our entire community, is waking up to a sunrise over our city. And they see the positive change that we're helping them make. They're waking up from dreaming about what's possible and see this group here today working to make that a possibility, to make their and our dreams a reality. It's time to seize today and to push forward, harder than ever, and it must be together. It's worth saying one more time. We're going to push forward harder than ever, but it must be together. Each day, more people join us in greeting that rising sun and asking, how can we help? And I say to each of those people, whether you're in the audience or watching this online later, don't wait on us. This new day in Macon-Bibb is showing the world that we are strong enough as individuals, as neighborhoods, as a city, as a county, and a community to face anything that comes our way. To make the impossible possible. And more importantly, we're showing the world that we're doing it together. I'm a lifetime Maconite, as most of you know, a small business owner, a husband to my amazing wife, almost 35 years this year. A father of 2 successful sons who, by the way, make more money than I do with less school debt, who I proudly tell them every day that they went through the Bibb County school system and got an excellent education. Also, I couldn't be more prouder to be the child of Danny and Donna Miller, who's sitting at table number 35. Raise your hand. My mom, my dad, I love them dearly. Thank you for being here today. And my mom's not proud of me at all, by the way. After all these many years of working alongside you and many people in our community, I can speak with authority that this is a new day in Macon-Bibb County. Also, I'll be remiss if I didn't announce my good friend Michael Chittister, who's at that table. Last year he gave me a fit because he is the mayor of the city of Byron. I know you know where that's at. He was elected shortly before I got elected, so he was the first mayor in our office. But he didn't need quite as many votes that I needed to get elected. It's certainly a great day to be in Macon-Bibb County. I can't say that enough. I see a lot of people in the audience watching this. I talked to a lot of folks throughout our neighborhood. I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of our citizens just this past week at the amphitheater. And if you haven't been there, you need to go there because that's where the real people are. And that's where we really come together as a community. So it's been my pleasure to serve. I sat up a little bit late last night. I was not on social media, by the way. Well, I kind of was, but I got over it. I went to see Step Africa, which is a wonderful event, by the way, at the Opera House last night. They do a fabulous job as well. I sat there and I said, has it really been almost 4 years? And this is not a time to give a political speech, but it is election season. And if you like the good work we've done as a team for the last 4 years, I want to be here next year to present to you the update of where we've been over this last year and where we're going to go for the next 4 years. So thank you all for being here. It's my pleasure to be your mayor, and this is the State of Community Address, and things are good in Macon-Bibb County. No, they're great in Macon-Bibb County, and thank you for being a part of it.
All right, well, thank you, Mayor Miller, for not only sharing your community vision here today, but this vision brought to life that we're living. I'm Jessica Walden, your President and CEO of the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce. And as Mayor Miller indicated, all eyes are on Macon right now. We have tipped our scale from so much potential to so much to talk about. The reality is it's here and now, and it's our role as a community to embrace it. Your chamber is here to connect you to our progress, to give you access to that room where it happens. We collectively serve as the influential voice of the business community, where private sector leverage works collaboratively on our community's public progress and economic vitality. The Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce is the most significant organized business community in Macon-Bibb, and we have been proud to serve as the voice of the local business community since 1885, creating power in our numbers currently made up of 750 investors, which represent our smallest businesses to our biggest industries. So if you haven't already, join us. Make your mark on Macon and be a part of this. Macon, Georgia is rooted and rising. We are here and now declaring ourselves the epicenter of our state. In fact, to get to that large airport and that large seaport, you gotta come through our neck of the woods. We're ripe for continued opportunity, and with that, we can promise you a high quality of life and low cost of living, rivaling just about anywhere in the Southeast right now. And as we sit on the cusp of becoming home to America's next national park, let's give it one more time for that. We are creating a Macon that you visit and never want to leave. Georgia's been named the best place to do business 10 years in a row now. It's our vision at the Chamber to be the best place for business. You're already experiencing this. Let's get the secret out and let's go for it. Please join me in thanking our sponsors and our program participants who made their mark today. Our partners in the mayor's office, Chris, Olivia, Andre, thank y'all so much for today. Our presenting sponsor, Cadence Bank, Bruce, we love you. Our additional sponsors, some of the best businesses, economic developers, and community organizations in the world. Thank you to our restaurants, our Taste of Macon participants who are able to leave their business and be with us today. Special thanks to the Oakview team for their hospitality and support of a sold-out program. Thank you to our chamber ambassadors for volunteering. Thank you to our board of directors for leading us. And now we can really cheer. Thank you to Tyson Furlot for leading us in our program today. And I'm going to repeat Bruce on this one. There is a mighty chamber team here. Our staff who worked so hard to pull off this monumental program. They are the hardest working team in business's show business. So I want them to wave their hands, and I want y'all to give it up for them. Renita, Jennifer, Rebecca, JR, Jen, Alex, Kristen, Ayla, and Zenobia. Y'all rock. Finally, thank you to our chamber investors. You lift our sails in the business community. You are what makes this community the best place for business. And I want to do one more thanks because I think what we've witnessed today is very full circle. And I would like to give one more big round of applause for Princess Rogers and her anthem that she sang today. Princess, you deserve that standing ovation that you're receiving. And that's why organizations like the Otis Redding Foundation matter. On the same stage of its namesake in which he performed, you won all of our hearts with your talent today. So thank you for that. So we witnessed here and we heard it loud and clear. Macon-Bibb County is greater together. The stage is set at that beautiful amphitheater here and everywhere for our success. And when our community is greater together, then Macon is greater than ever. So thank y'all for coming.